like, nigga, you know, wasn't gonna let him in. He like, you know who I am? He like, yeah, I know you are. You speak high. I used to like your one song. So he was like,
so you had a song.
So you had a song?
Yeah.
You used to be booming. Damn.
But see, look, he didn't.
Honest right
see, look, RJ didn't bomb on that fool and beat him up at the hookah spot.
Yeah.
He went back in the studio and worked his ass off and has one of the best freestyles. I mean, I'm gonna say this. Like, I heard that shit. Simba and RJ was doing the shit, man.
Even RJ, he just did the show at the Novo. He had us come out. He didn't have to do that.
He marked it like a motherfucker.
He had all them artists performing and all of that.
Yeah, like I think the way you forgot to market and get a good management team.
Yeah. Man, you cannot do this.
When does the season end? Through December 2nd? So not yet.
And what y'all say?
I'm gonna start playing Fortnite a bit. I mean, it's just I don't be streaming. I forget to stream. Like sometimes I just get on and just play. I've been playing Black Ops lately, zombies and multiplayer. I should stream it more often. I bet people would tune in more. I've been playing like all that without streaming, huh? See, that's the dumb thing too that you're not doing. You should be doing, low-key. No, yeah, I need to, I wonder if, like, my stuff is dusty, bro. I'm gonna need to clean it, bro. I need to clean my stuff.
Tiger and YG go back to back,
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
Hey, I've been campaigning for a Tiger YG versus for like 2 years.
We were just talking about that. Gino, who's
Oh,
winning?
really?
That would be fun.
Gino, who's winning?
It'll be fire, but we already know who wins.
Gino, who's winning? Gino.
It'll be LA.
LA
City winning.
No, fuck that. Pick one right now.
Gino,
Right now. Tiger right now against YG.
YG.
I'm taking YG too.
I got YG.
Fuck, I forgot bangers.
I'm sorry.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. What the fuck?
Do you feel like Tiger should be more in touch with the ghetto and get more respect for them? I'm just asking. I don't know.
Remember what happened last time? We got in touch with
You know,
We're up to the last security guards.
yeah, like he got in Nigga got in touch with fucking city nigga. City do you wrong, bro.
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Nigga, you need to stay on this.
My money don't poop poop.
That's cool, but I think
Careful, my money don't poop poop. Gotta be careful because that shit fucking.
I ain't like 4, nigga. Anything that nigga
Is
touch,
Ty on the lineup?
if it's in it, it's going crazy.
No, Ty. Ty Lawson?
I don't think I see Tiger.
My top 3 I feel like should have been on there is probably Ty should have been on there, Suede should have been on there, and
Oh no.
You gotta be crazy. Tiger always have that management in that business. Get y'all gonna be there. Get y'all. You gotta have that agency. Yeah, you gotta have that agency. They gonna sit there. Yeah, they gonna do all the shit.
I think it's equal. I think he home.
but honestly, let's be honest, I feel like California, I feel like Arthur and Chitty Man should have been on there. I feel like he earned it even with that just almost like that's going crazy. I feel like Arthur definitely should be on there. Even if they're a smaller act, they go up like at 3. Chitty Man, yeah, Arthur the Chitty Man. He definitely, him and F5 definitely should have been on that line.
What about Ralphie?
Ralphie on there.
Ralphie
Ralphie on there.
But see, like if we're talking about management, look at Rucci, he back to back 4 times on that motherfucker.
Rucci usually always campaign.
It's a booking agent.
Damn, how does Ralphie think what happened? I gotta book too? Why I gotta
What's
fuck
up
him?
with all the cars?
Man, listen, we got a thing, baby. We'll talk about it. Scotty.
Hey, John's in LA right now.
Yeah, I'm like, I get to drive all this shit. It's going.
He started posting on the story.
Yeah, like,
He zoom out, turn on the car.
2 business arranged. Wait, which one you got today?
rain.
Yeah.
Hey, I got what's it called though? Niggas don't know. She got a USB thing and the cameras connect all that shit. You can sit down there and all that. Oh.
You're rich as fuck, bitch.
Nah, that shit is hard. That shit crazy. Hey, but that's crazy though. You know, my nigga talking about what's face, man. They try to push shit on you real quick, like the media is like his name is surrounded by so much. Anything that him and his bitch do, anything is a click. Niggas is touching that shit. So right immediately to just put attempted murder on a nigga is just so fucking crazy. That's the case nigga charged.
But then when you see the video, it's like,
You see the video? He definitely was the victim himself.
yeah.
First of all, I can't even see shit after he goes way in the back. And so I just see a nigga try to hit him. That's all I mean. I try to run down on him. Yeah, like it looked like it looked like they Suge Knight shit where just like ran to the hole. He actually ran somebody. Yeah, it looked like that.
I would jump for that shit.
Yeah, nigga, you gonna go to jail for that shit, nigga.
What y'all thought about the nigga tweeting it though? A month ago, and then I seen Gossip of the City. She had
Where you get those?
She said somebody tried to sell me that footage months ago.
They was trying to sell that shit. That's how fucked up it is. Months ago?
Not months ago. Yeah, when it happened, weeks ago. Yeah.
That's
happened.
crazy.
So it's like, nigga, y'all held on to the footage. We never went viral. Nobody ever. We ain't niggas tweeted till yesterday, and then he got charged with attempted murder.
But see, that's in Vegas, right? I think they do have stands around in Vegas.
Well, they definitely got to stand your ground in Vegas in the desert, fool. You fuck around.
I don't know.
Hey,
If this was California, I'd be like,
look at we
this is
outside.
bad.
Well, why is California so crazy?
Yeah, let's do those shit. Definitely always do shit.
If I really had to kill somebody on, it'd have to probably. God damn. I'm trying to see.
Kelvin.
No, I can't.
I can't get Kelvin. Kelvin, Bossa, and Riley are out the picture.
I'm sorry. I'm not good. I was killed good. What was good? Exactly, man.
I know it's Gus. I motherfucker that design.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it back. Gus, you getting smoked. Yeah, I'm smoking Gus. I just learned my nigga name. I call him Big G. You feel me? Exactly. I'll be like, Big G over here flying. Big G, you gonna get Big Dead on the front.
Nigga, Gus too.
Gus is gone.
Gus,
I got on fun with Gus.
fucking close.
My nigga Bill out of here.
Okay, it can't be you employed. It gotta be like.
I'll make it spicy. You gotta kill one. Oh. On the bird.
Flacco.
The Long Beach niggas.
Oh, the Long Beach nigga.
Man, she said that's what she wants. She wants the whole
She
cast.
went to the whole cat. That's right.
It's a fire.
They got frizzy.
Smoke Danny good. Danny's out of here, man.
Hey, should I be different? 1090K.
Oh. He
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
that host.
He a host here?
He the host.
Yeah.
No, 1090 and Adam got the
I'll fuck with 1090, but this would be different on the 1090. It's not a run. But I ain't gonna
1090 is over. He went to Christ God.
I fuck with 1090. I like his content.
I'm killing Jesus.
You made my girlfriend mad!
So they will say I'm looking at whole fishes in the corner. It's over.
Not you trying to pirate confession.
Yeah, it is. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
My nigga be getting ready for whole fish. The fact that you get ready for whole fish
I got a countdown, guys.
is crazy.
You got the bell notification on?
The fact that she get ready for whole fish is crazy. Like, well, okay, I'm gonna get these thirsty niggas on here today.
No, that's not even what I'm thinking. Confession's off right now, so I don't got no couches.
And how do you feel about old girl that got killed in Mexico?
That's fucked up. But that's why I said earlier, like y'all talk about
Yes, sir.
them shit. She would them bitches would be split already.
That's crazy.
It ain't even really nothing. I don't care who arrested them.
That's crazy.
It ain't even really.
It's fun.
I didn't know good name. Cause I'm going over there faking like I know everybody, taking everybody's hand, and then one day I was one down like, you know, like fucking dust. Yeah.
Definitely after when I asked you, they got mad at me and shit. You think it's good?
Y'all be coming at the police, right? Since I'm both, it's like,
I come in, I shake everybody in. T-Ro's a piece of shit. The first thing T-Ro does is walk in and go like, Trevor, bitch ass, not even working. You don't even say that. And then he be like, yeah, I fuck the boss, so the rest of you Sacramento niggas, bitch. And then he keep walking over there like, I'm thirsty.
he be on the bite.
We need the key, dog.
Nah, you walked into who you walked into, you like, niggas
I don't know they
didn't just say that.
I know Yuri did as long as that first.
I didn't know what the fuck Yuri
It's over.
All down from here. I'll go to 0.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, so we brought Roll Tomasi on the show today. Off-white gang me up. But, no, but this is one of the first, like, one of the really rare times where crypto, red pill, and everything just violently exists together perfectly.
Yes.
I mean,
it's the perfect storm.
What did you say, like, about crossing the streams a little bit?
Crossing the streams, right? It's so I made this meme. It was an animated GIF of Ghostbusters, and they were like, you know, remember in the part where they like crossed the streams?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was actually Trader SZ who told me, we're crossing the streams. I was like, yeah, we kind of are. And so I did the meme. It was crypto, it was the real estate sphere, because you know we're Kiyosaki and them, and then Black Twitter, and all of us together fighting those area. The goes area. That's the woke. So nice. Yeah, we're crossing the streams, cross-streaming.
We're cross-streaming and stuff like that. But this, like, today's story is still happening right now. It's still in development right now, so obviously some things in the future will probably change it towards the tail end of it, but this is going to be made into a movie. And we were kind of talking about this beforehand. I mean, this is so crazy. It's like, everyone, basically some of the world's best investors got bamboozled into this, and like it's to such a large extent. It's not like something like an Enron where like you have. I mean, it's to the kind of it's not to the level of an Enron or something like that, but it's but for crypto, but it's to this just such this extent where like it almost seems like it's actually a premeditated attack on crypto.
Oh yeah,
the implosion of it and stuff like, but.
Was it supposed to be the kill shot since we're already in a down market anyway?
Yeah, from the traditional, the word that people use is TradFi. So like the traditional finance space with like Kevin O'Leary and these guys who are pretending to be friendly to crypto, right? It's like, okay, once we get into the family connections of Sam Bankman-Fried and stuff like this, it's like, well, the SEC is basically connected through Gary Gensler directly with families of Sam Bankman-Fried in FTX and Alameda Capital, and
so inbred. This is so inbred. I can't even. Yeah, I mean, Miguel has been giving me. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like I'm approaching this from the outside here. Now, thank God I'm not like positioned in FTX, but
yeah.
I mean, I know the players, but I'm like, wow, and very wrapped up with the Fed. Right?
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll get to that.
It's like it's almost like everyone's related to everybody, and like it's all pre-planned down here. It seems.
I actually have a purpose. I have a purpose being here today. I really do. I really trust me. We're gonna get to that.
Roland's always a
I'm absolutely necessary, essential to this podcast.
But I mean, like it's almost like I guess I want to start. Like, you shut my speak for 1 second. So here is CZ. This is. Without a doubt, this is the king of crypto right now. He's the most powerful man in all of crypto. CZ runs a international exchange called Binance. Now they do have a US-based exchange called Binance USA that at some point within the next couple of years will ICO. Yeah, it will ICO in the stock market. So he was an early investor of FTX, and it was basically a bit of not just a role model, but a bit of like a, I would say like a mentor to CZ to Sam Bankman-Fried originally. Now this is why it's so interesting, because you would think with all like, hey, we worked together in the past. I owned a decent portion of your company in the beginning of it, and stuff. Eventually sold it off because he couldn't take Finance USA public with owning I think it was like 10 or 15% of FTX. Mm-hmm. So what they did is they gave him a certain amount of cash, $2.1 billion of cash, as well as FTT tokens, which is like the exchange token, right? So this whole center point of this entire thing is basically that there's these things called exchange tokens, which is it's a token that more or less gives you discounts on trades, as well as in a way it's kind of a quasi stock. It's almost like you own Apple in a way, but the thing is it doesn't really give you ownership of the company. It's more of just it's sort of like we kind of fuse the two together. Like, oh, if FTX is doing good, then the FTT token is doing good, or if Binance is doing good, the Binance token is doing good, right? So
they can use it as collateral for like loans or all sorts of. Well, it can get bad, which in this scenario it did, right?
It really did, and then that's where we kind of got to this kind of crazy position where CZ's always made it a kind of a point that we will never use the Binance token to actually borrow on it to like start essentially investing with it, because he wants to keep it there as sort of like a savings account, right? So like so what happens is, just like in stock, right? Let's just say you start working at Tesla, right? You will, if after a while you'll work there for a couple of years, and you'll get vested out stocks over time, right? And so same thing in finance, same thing in FTT with FTX. You work there for a while, you start getting options, and then they start giving you as bonuses FTT tokens, as well as
tokens are like the stock bonus.
It's a stock bonus, right? Exactly. And here's the things that get kind of crazy is like in every company, if you work there for about a year or so, they start giving you options. Like, well, we've already given you some stock options already. But what you can do is you get this behind it as well. So with Tesla, they do this with Tesla, they do this with FTT. Now here's kind of the crazy part. So I want to start with this part right here, just because it's so fucking evil. What they did right here is they knew they were in big trouble already, and they needed cash on hand.
You don't use that word very often.
It's evil. Like, this is some evil shit. This is evil shit. Like this is like me and Charlie, we teach people truly how to use crypto. We're crypto dudes. We're crypto guys and stuff like that. But these guys are basically like the evil empire crossing into crypto, pretending like it's like wolves in sheep's clothing, pretending to be our friend, and then in the background, what they're secretly trying to do is hoard them all in, and they control everything, right?
Yeah, especially through government regulation was the plan. Right.
So this is a little bit later in the story, but I just want to start with this part because it's so damn evil what they're doing. They knew they were in huge trouble, FTX, because they basically were betting on tons of things in the market. It didn't go their way, and they had a huge hole. They had a huge hole in their balance sheet. Right? So what they started doing is
3 AC.
Yeah, they did that. But they did a lot of fuck shit, you guys. But here's what the mess up thing they started doing. So as soon as you became an employee there, they started offering you, well, hey, in a year you'll start getting some FTT tokens, but because you're an employee and stuff like that, and we think that we really think FTT tokens are a good thing, we will give you 50% off the token if you buy it today. Really? So what they started doing is, and this is starting to come out, is a lot of the employees are saying that they were really pressured into buying tokens in the company. So imagine, like, you're working in the token. So what happens is, like, this is a great read. If you buy the FT token now, but basically it's 2 for 1. You buy 1 token, you're gonna get 2 for free and stuff like that instantly. And they were pressuring them, and it was to the point where, like, internally, they would almost have a meeting every week about, like, hey, you guys should get some FTT tokens.
Now, why would they do that? Why were they pressuring their employees?
To get their savings and money.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. This is where it gets kind of like gray zone.
I mean, are they doing it because they actually were malicious about it, or are they doing it because they were just trying to increase the stock?
Or that's the value. That's what we don't know yet, right? So some people would say it's malicious intent because they were pretty cutthroat in a lot of their tradings and dealings. But at the same time, in terms of with their own employees, it could be like, hey, they want to drink the Kool-Aid, let them drink the Kool-Aid. Or it could be like, hey, there's part of this which is not malicious intent, right? And then Sam Bankman-Fried and those guys, they're trying to play up that angle to be like, oh, I'm trying to do good, I'm doing effective altruism and all this other shit. And like in reality, right, they're just stealing from people. So I would lean towards.
Evil over ignorant.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the evil part is sort of like, you're right, it's gray zone there, right?
Right.
But whether it's, but I do know this part. They knew they were in trouble at that point. And so this was about 4 months ago that this started happening. So they said about 4 to 5 months ago, the company really started pushing on employees to like start buying coins internally. So what that's telling me is that they like Sam and the people at the top of
one of the last resorts, because one of the first things they did was like, let's go after our competitors, let's nuke them. We know where some of their positions
So it is
are,
like
take their
Enron.
money.
yeah. And it's truly,
Your stock, anyways. But yeah.
no, but
Mine is destroying all the paper and it's
Hey, remember that company, Enron?
water
We
main
tried
water. So, yeah, it's pretty malicious. I mean, I think it's malicious. I think it was very. I don't think that they thought that it was going to implode, but they're like, we need cash. We need cash. We need
So
cash.
they need liquidity.
yeah, I think they were young enough, they felt like they bought enough politicians as well, and they're like, oh, you know, like we can kind of do whatever we want. We already have the right people.
So they have the employees funding their kickbacks to their politicians. Oh, nice.
And, you know, I think it was funny, there was an article, I forget where it was, but somebody was saying, essentially, like, they paid for the midterm elections, they paid to the group Democrats, including people at FTX and Alameda Capital, in total about $70 million. And they were able to get that money to the Democrats before they lost all their own. But it's like, that money would have maybe helped, right? So it's one of these things where it's just like the priorities are ridiculously unbalanced.
Now, CZ, now if we're going to look more back, so this is all, so some of the stuff right now we're talking about is kind of 5 to 4 months ago. And CZ 5 to 4 months ago, this is right before the whole Luna crash and everything like that, around the Luna crash.
April through maybe June, July-ish.
Right. CZ started kind of like saying, hey, this is why we don't spend all our money on stupid advertisings.
Yes.
FTX arenas, and he kind of took a shot at the entire industry, basically. CZ,
Everybody wasted a lot of money at, you know, for the Super Bowl just for clout. You know.
just for clout. Now, I want to say one thing about the FTT thing. Now, I kind of get the pitch a little bit if you think, because this, like, the greed brain is insane, right? If you truly believe in your company and it's going to succeed, like something like FTT at the time, absolutely, almost nobody really thought, like, obviously me and you and like a lot of people in Hex or a lot of people in DeFi were like, hey, you know, use the exchange, like money in, coins out, but as soon as they give you those coins, you put them in your possession. You put them on a MetaMask, a Ledger, a Trezor, right? Yeah. That's you use the exchange is just sort of like it's like a little Caesar, you know, hot bread, in and out, you know, to fry, right? To fry, right? But it's like University of University of But you take your $100, you buy some Bitcoin, and they usually 3 to 4 days they give you your Bitcoin. That's how it works. Or you can trade instantly on the exchange. That's kind of how they get you to that volume. Hey, here's your coins.
Or you can wait.
You can wait for it. So once your coins are released, you grab them and you put them in your custody. Now you can't lose your money. Now the only way you can lose your coins is if you lose your passwords, right? But that's on you, right? Human error, right? But outside of that, no one can take it from you. It's in your custody, right? Not your coins, not your crypto, right? If you have your keys and your cryptos inside your wallet, you own those coins, right? But you leave it on the exchange, you technically own them, but you really don't because they're not in your custody. And this is the distinction that's kind of going on, right? But because FTX, by all accounts, was like one of the power leaders or in Congress and stuff. I mean, he literally lectured in Congress about 2008.
And everybody in Congress like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, why
they know nothing. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, basically in Congress, they just barely understand Bitcoin, maybe. And
Well, and it depends on who you're talking to, right? So there's people in Congress, like Tom Emmer is Republican from Minnesota. He's very well informed about crypto for the most part. And these types of people, they look at the CBDC and they're actually fighting against it. They're saying like, hey, we need privacy in cash and in digital assets and stuff like this as well. But then you got people on the other side, like Elizabeth Warren, who don't know shit, don't really care. And the only thing that they learn is true. The only thing that they learn are the sound bites to make crypto look bad and to make themselves look good. And these are the people pushing modern monetary theory in our government, which essentially just says print, print, print. Don't worry.
They don't know anything else. They're
Yeah.
ignorant of the process.
Right.
Yeah. Let me get a super chat.
Yeah,
I'll be a chat bitch for this one.
Shout out Torcha.
I'll be the chat bitch for today. Sorry, yes, I'll serve my time. But I do have a question for you after you do this.
Of course.
Yeah. Moonfield Rational Optics says, thank you for your $2 contribution. If she asks if you're a god, you always say yes. And trolling bowling. Glad to see you guys. Can I get a sheesh? Should we do better if we had a stream deck here? Dapper Dave 2021 says $10. Thank you, man. Anyone doing due diligence could not find that backdoor code or transferring of funds to Almeida. If I'm saying that right. How can anyone invest comfortably in the future in any crypto company if regulators fix it?
So, yeah, and it's the same thing for traditional markets, right? It has no difference between whether it's in crypto or not, right? A lot of the things that they're using for centralized custody, the same things that other hedge funds and Bahamas are using as well, right? So it's more about regulation and law, and they found the right way to park stuff so that you can't see it. They do a lot of stuff off chain on purpose so that people go follow their transactions.
And it's a whole thing too. Like, I mean, what about Elizabeth? Not Elizabeth Warren, but who's the oh my God, the chick that was basically pretending that she had a blood company and stuff like that.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth.
Oh man, I love her. She's. I gotta make her a sister wife. Yeah, she's got that face that makes you want to ruin your life for her.
So this is something we always talk about, right?
Or go to prison for that, man.
Like we teach them in the course. It's called the box, right? And the two most important parts.
Really? We have to talk about the
cube, right? Yeah. Call it L7, right?
Who doesn't have that cock today, Jesus?
Yeah, I know, right? But the two most important parts of the box, right, are basically community, right, and the leader who's the team, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the times, charismatic leader comes just about everything. If you have a charismatic leader who can speak well, or is what we want. We want a strong, empowered woman. We want somebody in charge or something like that. We will discard everything there, just trying to push a narrative.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so here's my, just so you guys know, I'm I followed the Elizabeth Holmes thing for quite some time. Because when she's sitting there on talk shows with Joe Biden back in the day, I was like, this chick does not know what the fuck she's talking about. And I can remember back as far as 2014 when I was critical of her. People were like, no, she's the new Steve Jobs. And literally, I'll dig them up for you if you'd like. I still have the screen caps here. She was on the cover of Forbes. What's the other one? Money Magazine.
How is there
Forbes,
13
Fast
people
Company.
still left?
Name it. I mean, name the cover. And she's, of course, wearing the classic Steve Jobs black turtleneck and half of those. And here we are. So, yeah, I mean, it's exactly what they want. They want a king. They want a guru. They want a new Steve Jobs. I think everybody kind of tries to force fit Elon into that mix. I'm like, here, make your next Steve Jobs. Don't worry, he'll be along sooner or later. But Steve Jobs, it's not like people want to have the guy, or in this case the woman, who has some brilliant idea that's going to be the next contribution to humanity, and then you get
Well, that's what a lot of the marketing was. The same thing with NFTX. He was like, hey, through effective altruism, we're going to save the world. I'm a generous billionaire. I'm going to give all my money away.
Oh,
and then
he's running on that shit.
And what is he doing? He's fucking stealing out.
Oh, by the way, and again, shout out to Saeed Trader at Sea.
Shout out, dude.
We talk about Jeff Bezos, and we actually got off on the topic of his divorce, right? And Mackenzie Bezos is walking away with $33 billion in a divorce settlement. And I can remember the narrative of the time because me and Pat Campbell were talking about it, and we're saying $33 billion, right?
Damn, why is there two of them? My stream.
fortune to charities and stuff. And then on the other hand, he's also looking at record layoffs for Amazon right now because they know that a storm is coming.
10,000.
A storm is coming.
They just laid off 10,000.
10,000 now, but they're also talking. Well, yeah,
The most recent.
yeah,
The most
yeah.
recent.
It's the articles I was reading was it's the biggest layoff in Amazon's history.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Which affects guys like me because I self-published.
guess what? And 4 weeks ago, Facebook laid off 11,000.
Yeah, the storm is coming.
Yeah.
Winter is coming, my friends.
What did Elon just do?
Brace for
He
impact.
fired 3,200 people. You had Snapchat lay off 1,000. Like every single media platform is just all across tech and stuff
They
like
know
that.
it's coming.
Yeah.
I think Jim Cramer tried to boost out all of their stocks at the same time.
Oh, get the fuck out! No way! Get out! Did you know the whole Jim Cramer thing?
No.
That's
Oh, wait, no.
It's kind of a meme.
I think I
Mad money.
yeah. Okay, now I know.
Right.
All right, now. Holy crap! This is gonna be a. Hey, clip this, you guys.
Because I know he was in a scandal not too long ago. Or he was like, is this more recent than the one that really?
Yeah, it's just a simple thing. Like on Twitter, basically, there's a account that says like inverse Jim Cramer. So essentially, like everything that he does, we just do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever he says like, "Oh, Sam Bankman-Fried's the next J.P. Morgan," oh shit, like
Mhm.
crypto's. Yeah.
Crypto's good. Like he said, like I really think crypto prices are really hot right now. I think it's a good time to buy. Holy crap, you guys, it's over. It's over. And somebody ended up making an ETF of all his calls on the stock market, not crypto, stock market, and year to date, it's still up over 70% on the year.
Wow.
We stop for a second. Okay, the S&P 500 on average might make you anywhere from 9 to 12%.
12 at the top, right?
70% on like, so it's almost like are they playing almost a joke on it where he knows he's right but he has to say contractually the wrong thing on
So
the
he's like
opposite
basically
side.
he's like the equivalent of Dr. Kevorkian to economics. Back on, leave the room.
But it's statistically impossible what he's doing. He's like literally just do the opposite and you're gonna do probably okay. And he started getting really frustrated on Twitter to the point where like he actually really got in his feelings and started like lashing out on people. He's like, go on, short that thing. So he's like now trying to hit his call, like really trying to make the calls wrong or something. Yeah.
That's funny.
So,
Anyways,
yeah.
off topic. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on, Chad.
Moving on. There's so much more. Man, this week, by the way, has been very rich harvest for the red pill and crypto. This entire week. Drama.
So where would we leave off?
All right, so we left off at CZ right here, basically. So you pull the screen again. Okay, so we're out in this little part of the trapper street. We're about.
Dude, that foot just
about 4 to 5
been
months
changing
away.
it
Hello,
up,
And
Where we landing
things
again?
are still okay with
I look,
Binance
he did. I
and
feel
CZ.
bad.
They're still
So, you know,
okay. Now,
These girls coming
he
in.
made the deal right. So we got roughly $2.1
Little
billion
Maru, where you going, my
in
boy?
assets, right?
Let's
So
go
in
there.
BUSD, which is his own stable coin, right? Yeah, the Binance stablecoin. So for people who don't know what stablecoins are, so obviously I think you know what stablecoins are, Rolo and stuff. It's like Tether,
That I do.
USDC and stuff.
That I do.
Yeah.
My name
Stables
is
are cool,
Cock
right?
Obama.
Invest in sushi. No, don't.
I love
No, I know what the stable coins.
Yeah. So the stablecoin, right? So here's where you get into more trouble. Like, if I'm right, didn't Sam Bankman-Fried have a stable as well?
Shit, small.
He had an FTT token, but it wasn't a stablecoin.
It wasn't a stablecoin.
He was
Okay.
planning to make one just
Okay.
like a week before he was getting screwed.
He was like, that's enough. No more competition. And he gave it a gift.
Actually, I would say that probably could be like a pretty decent portion of it from CZ. But
Right.
stablecoin wars right now are pretty much the hottest thing in crypto, especially because the government is like
Right, and like the government is recently testing out. Like this actually came out the other day. Like a couple corporations in the United States are now
Is your mom stripping next?
try out possibly.
Like me knocking with your mom stripping?
For the digital.
That's what
What'd she
actually was
say?
my question.
Go ahead.
So about a year ago,
Oh.
we had a very good friend of mine. by the way,
Like when you told her that no one was not
and
here.
he was making a case that the federal government was the
yeah, SBF.
Yes.
SBF. So now he's out of the play. He's out of the picture. What about this guy?
Oh,
Is he now the? Is he new?
He's always the king.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, so is it?
Since 2017.
Is he now? Okay. If such a thing could exist, is he the crypto czar of the United States?
Not
Popping
of the US.
you.
So that's the interesting part, right? That's kind of where he has like a
Popping
little
you.
limitation because he started his exchange.
China, I think.
Yeah, I think he started OKX in China,
Did
and
you
then he
lose it or
went to
what?
Japan. I actually met him in Tokyo when he was there in 2017. And then he started finance there. He got
Someone what?
reforms by. He started the company in March or
2017.
What about it?
2017 around the summer is when it launched, and then around the spring of the next year, he's
How
on
do you not
Forbes,
know,
like,
stupid monk?
just quickest to $1 billion kind of thing. And so he's been around here, has been
Bro,
consolidating
you know
power
damn well
in the
you
last
are
bear market,
frauds,
and then he played his cards
We're Mexican.
conservatively in the last bull market, meaning he didn't do all the crazy stuff that everybody else was doing, all the stunting on the Super Bowl commercials
Yeah,
and stuff
I
like
just
this.
talked to you
He's the
earlier.
only one that has money at the bottom.
No,
It
it's
says
just
the person
like how they're
left,
going.
right? Is the person gets to continue taking the reins of this industry, and this is from a centralized perspective.
It's basically last man standing. You
Yes.
should be the czar.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't have
Yeah,
knives
but
in your
look at
back,
here's the
you're
thing
the
though.
winner. You're the winner.
Right, right.
What
And
happens
the thing
when you
that's
put a
interesting
send
about
a
how
WeChat
crypto works,
for it
right,
too?
it's more like Keynesian
You think about
economics.
that?
Yeah. Or sorry, not
You
Keynesian,
think about that, like
Austrian
futures,
economics.
like
Than it
in the
is
long
Keynesian
run.
economics. So Keynesian economics, right? Like
What do you mean?
you're alluding to is basically the traditional system, and you know debt is good, all that good stuff. And then the Austrian
Yeah, well,
economics is
it just has to be
simply
in the beginning of the year. If you're
plus,
going there
right, the ones
at the
that
beginning
should
of the
go
year and you
plus
get the
will go
privilege
less.
during summer, I can still
Be
push
short-term
push
pain,
and all
but
that.
long-term, the industry
As long
will
as
do well.
before
And
the
so crypto
season
works
started.
a lot like that. It's like
Yeah, I gotta make the tryouts.
you don't go to debt as much as you just go to zero. That's what you do.
Woo, thanks for the $2
Get
chat.
dumb. Is BUSD a government
You said
tentacle?
what?
If not, is it SAFU?
So Seifu,
It is number 3 safe.
Did you see your sister
yeah,
coming?
it's number that's actually a great way to say it. Number 3 Seifu. So in terms of it's probably the one I'm pretty sure it's not a government anything.
Yeah.
It's his own thing.
You ever thought about putting the key in?
The
But can you
basis
take
of
it out?
government stablecoin is USDC, right?
Yeah.
And there's essentially 2 competitors now, which is Tether and BUSD now, which is now
Ooh, I need that.
becoming it's now the 3rd most powerful stablecoin in the world now.
Yeah, I think by market cap, just pulling up the stats on it just to make sure. By market cap, Tether is the largest with essentially $65 billion. USDC 44
Ooh, I
billion.
gotta take
Catching
that.
up, huh?
Yep, it's getting close. And then BUSD 23 billion. So that's about half of USDC. So and that and BUSD I think was like maybe like 10 or 8 billion before, but like they literally just through their own exchange they made
Bro, the grappler
USDC.
Loki comes in clutch. I ain't for the cat.
Basically,
You wanna
only
rush,
get
you know?
in and out of the exchange, but as soon as your money from USDT gets into the exchange, it automatically changes into BUSD. And so essentially
Well,
they
that
have
sounds
volume
fire.
on there, so their market cap basically gets cut out, so it's just took market share.
Yeah.
Chicky, chicky. No,
Smart man,
sheesh.
smart man.
I'm around
Yeah,
with the
so-
family.
And here's a little prediction with the stablecoins. I think when USDC is larger
Oh,
than
that
Tether,
sounds fire too.
there's going to be some problems with Tether. I don't think so.
Right.
It's
They're gonna try to make problems.
yeah, they're going to try to make because right now, like out of these 3 stablecoins, Tether is the main girlfriend, right? And Tether is the main girlfriend of crypto.
Who are the side piece? Who's the side piece?
The side pieces is USDC, which is literally the crazy, BPD chick. But she's keeping it together. She's in the honeymoon phase with you right now, right? She's like, I need to get rid of these dumb bitches, and as soon as I got that, I'll become a crazy chick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Algorithm.
so basically, over time, USDC is
Why
catching
the
up with
next?
Tether. I mean, I've shown this. It did so.
Tether's the main girl.
Tether's the main growth. Tether literally only did about a 50% increase in a year, where USDC did something caught up. I mean, it was
But
like
USDC is crazy
crazy.
because it's like all and
Yeah.
connected to the government.
It's the reason we call it crazy is because it's connected to the government. So it's acting cool, proper, no problems. It'll work. It's flawless, basically. But as soon as the government gets involved, it's now the number 1 cryptocurrency. What happens is USDC will be the number 1, and then they'll come out with the Federal Reserve token, which is the US stablecoin, right? It'll be a copy. It'll just be a copy of it. Now, when people look at it, Coke and Pepsi, but they control both Coke and Pepsi.
Oh, so it gives you the illusion of truth.
Right.
Exactly.
And they can freeze your
Word-
money.
Wordsmith, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
Wordsmith.
Yeah.
So it's all about illusion, right? So the thing is, that these financial markets are all about psychology, right? It's all about because everything's a Ponzi. Yeah. I mean, this is one of this is one of the red pill.
The sexual marketplace also. Yeah.
You know how to make roll of that? Do you know that 80%? I mean,
I don't care what this
80% of
says.
women are getting fucked by 20% of the guys.
100% of the cryptos. Wow.
Right. So Tether generally is actually very good for the market. Now, people don't like it because they feel like this company is possibly printing money that they don't have. That's speculation. They haven't been able to prove it, but they a lot of people suspect it. Now, me personally, I don't give a fuck at all because they've actually acted extremely in Bitcoin and crypto's favor.
Right.
If they did ever print money, let's just say 1/3 of money's favor, right? They'd use that money to pump Bitcoin's price, and that is actually very good.
And the interesting thing is USDC has correlation to Ethereum, which is, I mean, the more stable coins that come in the market, the more people are more likely to buy coins, right?
Right.
And so, I the stable coin bump, right? The more that it comes in the market, the more that we get rich.
Yeah, because if you control a stable coin, you literally can print money. It's printing money. Now banks are actually the people that can print money. So anytime a debt or a loan is created, that's actually printing money. So most people think it's printing money. Now they do print money, but people forget when you go to the bank to actually get a loan.
Fuck my
The
dick,
bank
bro.
doesn't have to just add zeros on the balance sheet, right?
Fuck.
The way money's actually created. is-
Thoughts go away. I'm a man of God.
Is Tether the best stablecoin or any better one?
Yeah, bro, you guys are so bad. You guys are literally so bad, so dog water. You guys are
It's
literally
sort
gonna
of the whole
die.
thing, like,
No,
we know
kidding.
it's rigged, but because it's U.S. government backed,
Nah,
it's
kidding.
nothing's gonna
These
happen,
guys are
but it's going to just keep raising up, so it's safer. Now with Tether, it's the most used stablecoin is Tether in the international markets. Here in the United States or on exchanges, it's USDC. So if you're if you're more like North America based, USDC is king. Now in the international markets on Binance and everywhere else, Tether's king. But you can still use USDC everywhere too, as well. It's just Tether's more liquid on the international markets.
Right, and BUSD if you just want another choice, and if you're
On
using them
finance.
as a centralized exchange.
Right. So it's kind of a crazy. I mean, it's a kind of a crazy system, and it's like this is what I'm saying. Why it's so difficult. Like a new person wouldn't know that at all, right? This is why we teach people about stable coins. Now, there's something Charlie said actually a couple weeks ago, which is true. At some point, as the prices crash lower and lower, I don't want any more stable coins.
Correct.
I want coins.
Yeah, and then right now Bitcoin's at $16,483. Right, if the closer it gets to 13,000, like once you get below,
Is that the magic number 13? Because I keep hearing that.
well, like between 11 to 14 is where a lot of everybody is thinking it's going to go. But once you go below $14,000, because that's where we had the initial pump in 2019 when we came off the bear market lows. Once you get below there, I think all bets are off. Literally anything in this market can happen. Bear market lows. Once you get below there, I think. Like, who knows, right? Just like, it gets ridiculous. You don't know what the circus is going to be, but you know there's going to be a circus in town.
Right.
Over the next few months in crypto, and so once you take your stable coins, like you said, and you use them to buy, you are essentially the only negative part about this.
You know how to.
You are buying into a falling knife to some extent,
Right.
but it's because you have a 3 to 5 year plan.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, a 3 to 5 year plan that you're going to essentially not spend the money. It's a savings account, and then
This is so crazy. You're literally saying what like this guy next to me at the craps table was saying.
Dude, I mean, it is a casino to some
Hey
extent.
man, craps is the best odds in the house. Just saying.
Hey, shout out to
Take it from a guy who's worked in casinos. for
Anyways,
most of his life.
yeah, the last bit I wanted to say on that essentially was just then you take your keys of your coins and you take them off the exchange. So once your coins are off the exchange, then you don't have to worry about is there contagion risk for stable coins getting depegged? Is there contagion risk for centralized exchanges? I don't care because I already have my coins, right? So like right now it's essentially like it's a little bit like Indiana Jones. It's like I want to make sure I have my money, but if it's in the bank, if it's in if it's in all these other things, it's kind of a figment of your imagination. But if it's in your Bitcoin and it's in your own possession, then it's real. Because in my opinion, like that's the only real money out there right now. Because I mean,
It's because there's so much money being spent to keep those systems alive on both Ethereum and Bitcoin that they're pretty much immutable to a very large extent, except like if there's some massive thing happens. But basically, the government or anybody, they really can't stop you sending transactions on Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right.
This is why it's so powerful. Now, Ethereum's getting faster.
yes.
Right now. But Bitcoin's also heading towards that.
Ah, right, never mind.
And that's a discussion we can get into later. So, this is a pretty. I mean, this is
Oh,
like,
man.
this topic.
I know. Everybody asks you all these tech questions. Like, come on, let's get to the good stuff.
All right, so let's go.
It's so much better.
So let's go back to share the screen for 1 second. Here's the red meat. Okay. So So CZ and them, right, are pretty chummy with each other. Now, what ends up happening is that Sam Bankman-Fried starts giving huge donations to the Democratic Party. To Biden, at one point he was the largest campaign contributor to the Biden administration, and then he became the second largest. Then when he donated to he basically donates pretty early in the years. Then during the midterms he was also the largest for a while until George Soros donated more money. Like, so imagine this. You've donated so much money that the only person that's donated more money to the Democratic Party is George Soros. George Soros. I mean, like, bros. I don't know about you guys, but that don't sit well with me, man. Now, what he was doing was this: is he was chumming it up with the Biden administration as well as the Democrats.
I think I'm gonna stop for now, you guys. I'll try to stream tomorrow.
Then what he was doing
I've been
was
playing, it's just I haven't been streaming. I don't know why. I need to start doing it. See you guys in the next stream, and yeah, peace out.